Yes.
I'm a singer, and I know how to breathe. A lot of people don't. When you say take a deep breath, they go, and that does nothing.
It does something,
Well,
but
it
not
does.
as much.
But you don't get your deep breath that really does the cleansing. You need to go from the diaphragm. If you ever watch a baby breathe, their stomach goes up and down. That's because the diaphragm is working. And if you go like this, all you're doing is actually tightening up your muscles, and you're not allowing yourself to get a good deep breath. And show me how you take a breath.
If I may, since this is being recorded, could I share what you're doing? And actually, I'd be happy to demonstrate for that. Yeah.
If you put your hands on your ribs, if your ribs do not expand, you're not breathing correctly. That means you're breathing from up here, and you're not filling your lungs. If you put your hands on your ribs and feel your ribs expanding, when you're filling your lungs. Another way is to feel your diaphragm, but not always people will recognize that. But you can always feel your ribs.
Thank you. So, when we are frozen in our emotion, it's not always possible to relax enough to do what she's saying. That's the ideal style of breathing, which occurs when you're relaxed. To the extent that you're able to cultivate the ability to let go enough to soften the belly and expand the ribs, that's when you create, and it's kind of a feedback result that you get when you soften and relax the muscles that are tensed up. That's the signal, it's safe, and the emotion can follow. Sometimes people simply cannot do that until they've already relaxed emotionally. So if you can feel the ribs expand and let the belly go, that's wonderful. Go with that. That's where you're headed. If you can't, allow your shoulders to go up if you need to, but you need more air. And when you get more air, it begins to make it more possible, using a combination of techniques perhaps, to eventually move into that natural free baby breathing, which is just so wonderful. It's so nurturing, so life-giving. Yeah. In teaching yoga for years, I've seen people come into class. They start off that way, and by the end of class, they get there, but it takes a while. Be patient with yourself, okay? You can't breathe wrong, because obviously you didn't kick, right? You're doing well enough to survive. There's optimal, of course. And so we're always, in everything we're doing, hopefully, reaching for a more optimal experience. What's critical here is to be okay with yourself if you're not quite where you want to be. One of the biggest stressors that exists in life is being down on yourself. That's about the worst thing. If other people are mad at you and you're okay with you, it's kind of like, whatever. You know? It's okay. But when you're being down on you, that's when you're really burdened. And so what I would encourage with all of this stuff that's on this sheet is allow yourself to reach for it, to move toward it with kindness, with I am where I am. And where I am is okay, but I know I can feel better. And as I'm able, I'm going to move in this direction because I like feeling better. Feeling better feels better. So, yeah. So I very strongly urge you to remember this piece, which is be kinder to yourself. Bottom line, in everything you do, that's going to make your response to the world ever so much more relaxed. Okay, moving on. Okay, the conscious breathing piece, if you have time to work with your breath, you can actually focus fully on your breath. It's a mindfulness thing. You can begin to maybe count your breath, say, inhale on 4 counts, exhale on 4 counts, inhale on 5 counts, exhale on 5 counts, because as you slow your breath, as you deepen your breath, you can kind of work your way into what this kind woman was sharing with us, which is you gradually start to make a little more room, a little room, which allows you to begin to relax, to begin to open the rib cage, to begin to relax the abdominals, and then you can get there. In a systematic way, you can get there. So 5 minutes or 1 minute, 30 seconds of consciously beginning to just expand a little bit more and take a little bit longer to let the air out is one way of evening yourself out. It's a very balancing kind of breath. And breath work comes from the tradition of yoga, which is called pranayama, which deals with the breath, which talks about bringing in life force energy. That's what prana is in the yogic tradition. So, in essence, you are building your life force as you breathe more deeply. It's a wonderful thing, yes.
I do a yoga exercise sitting on the sofa, and it's a great headache for stress reliever. And I'm sure you know it, but it's about placing your hands and closing the nostrils so that you breathe in with one nostril, count to 10, and breathe out.
Yes.
Count to 10,
Yes.
breathe in.
Yes.
And you do 10 of those, and oftentimes that avoids needing a Tylenol or whatever.
Did you guys hear that? Okay, that's more detailed than I was going to go into, but that's a wonderful, it's a,
But you can do it on the sofa. I mean, it's
Sure.
not like you have to go out there
yeah,
to do it.
yeah. From the yogic tradition, there's a balancing breath, which involves breathing in one nostril and breathing out the other, and then breathing in the other and breathing out the first, and that's one round. And if you do that 9 times, you can just kind of use, finger, thumb. Of course, if you have a stuffy nose, all bets are off, right? So it's a technique for a clear nose. Bottom line, breathing mindfully, deepening your breath will get you, without any other fancy details about it, to a place of greater peace. Beyond that, there are wonderful techniques from a variety of traditions, one of which is what you mentioned. Thanks for bringing that up.